cement, correct?
Yes, correct.
When that happens, is it safe to drive over the land bridge?
It depends on how high it is.
Certainly not safe to walk for a child.
Correct.
So part of the folklore at the camp is that the girls at Senior Hill often experience a flood like this where they cannot get over to the office and the facilities at the Guadalupe campus, correct?
It has happened. It's not every year, but it's every few years.
In fact, you have procedures that when that happens, you bring food to them by boat or truck, correct?
Yes.
Okay. When you were at 145-ish, you move over to the main office, you saw the land bridge and water was already over the top, correct?
Yes.
So those girls could not walk across if needed.
No, they wouldn't. No.
Do you think at that time you could have driven a car across?
Yes, I believe you could. I believe it was a little lower than that video at that time.
But it was definitely over the top already.
Yes.
That's a red flag that we're under some type of flood. Agreed?
Yes.
Okay. So you knew at 145 you were already having a flood event. True?
Yes, it was going over the road at that time.
It was flooding.
Yes, sir.
2 of the bodies of water that go through your camp were out of their banks at 145. True.
True.
Okay, now let's look at Plaintiff's Exhibit 54. We'll zoom in on this. Everybody can see it. The area that's zoomed in on the bottom right of the screen, that's Senior Hill, correct?
Yes, it is.
And that on Exhibit 52, the map over here, that's the area around this cul-de-sac looking circle with Angel's Attic and the other cabins around it, correct?
Correct.
So we know that by 145, all of the children in these cabins can no longer get across safely to any adult at the Guadalupe Riverside. True?
They can no longer get across? No, they can't.
Okay. So they are fully dependent upon you and the other adults to communicate with them about what's going on and how to ride it out safely. True?
Yes, true.
When did Mary Liz go and check on him?
When did she was at our house?
At your house. Did they have walkie-talkies?
I believe that there wasn't a walkie-talkie up there, no.
Did they have radios?
That we call a walkie-talkie a radio, but no, they didn't have.
Did those girls have cell phones to your knowledge?
I know now they had cell phones, yes.
A couple had cell phones, thank God, right?
Yes.
Right?
They did have cell phones, yes.
A couple? A counselor?
Yes.
Did y'all ever call them?
No, not that night, no.
And let's be clear, if they had cell phones, it's because they defied your orders not to have them. True?
I believe there were some girls that did, yes.
They defied your policies. True?
Yes, and that's common.
Where are their cell phones?
Where are they now?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Who had them?
I don't know.
Tell us their names.
Oh, I actually don't know. I'm sorry, I don't.
From the time you made that right-hand turn at 1:45 to 1:50 a.m., to your knowledge, did anyone ever communicate with those children again from your camp?
From what times?
From 1:45 a.m. to 5 a.m. the next day. To your knowledge, did any Eastland or other staff person or person of authority communicate with a single child at Senior Hill?
I don't know.
They did not, to your knowledge, correct?
To my knowledge, no.
Y'all abandoned over 150 children cut off from all adult supervision during a flood for over 5 hours, didn't you?
That's not how I would put it.
How would you put it?
The flood is what caused them to be cut off from us.
Who caused you not?
We
to
didn't
communicate?
abandon them.
You put the cabins there.
I did not put the cabins there.
You put the girls in those cabins.
Yeah. Okay. Yes, they were in those cabins.
Who chose not to communicate with the girls?
Nobody chose not to communicate with them.
Who chose to communicate with them?
I don't know.
Name one person.
I don't know.
Just one.
Sorry, I'm confused.
What are you confused about, sir?
I'm confused what you're asking.
I'm gonna be more specific, because I gotta come back and figure out where the evidence is. There were 12 to 15 girls in each cabin, correct?
Correct.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 is what we established earlier, right?
Yes.
So let's just be generous and call it 15 apiece. That's over 100 girls, true?
Yes.
Up to 150 or more, true?
It could, yes, it could hold that many.
When you rounded this corner, the land bridge, and went to your dad, you knew the water was already over that bridge, correct?
It was flowing over, yes.
And you know that water got into these cabins, correct?
It did actually, yes.
And you know that girls on their own, in defiance of your orders to stay put, went to higher ground cabins, correct? They evacuated themselves, correct?
I believe whenever the water was coming in hangover, they did come out, yes.
When you went to your dad's meeting at the office, did you tell your dad that he needed to tell the Senior Hill girls what was going on?
That was much earlier in the night, yes.
At 1:45, when you went to the office, did you tell your dad he needed to communicate with the girls at Senior Hill?
No, I didn't tell him that.
Did you call the lady in the guard shack and tell her she needed to come down and check on the girls at Senior Hill?
If we're jumping ahead, I did tell her to go to Senior Hill, yes.
You told her to go to Senior Hill sometime between 2:20 and 3 to save her own life.
Right.
What I'm asking you is, at 1:45, did you tell her to go check on or render aid to the girls at Senior Hill?
No, I did not.
Did you or anyone else get on a walkie-talkie or radio or tell anyone in a position of authority and power to check on those children?
No, I did not.
So we've got over 150 girls who were left by themselves to fend for themselves after the National Weather Service issued a flash flood warning for your specific address. True?
I'm sorry, you're gonna have to repeat that.
I'll ask it real clearly.
Okay.
You left over 150 girls there stranded to fend for themselves after you got a flash flood warning that you personally received on your phone. Correct?
I wouldn't put it that way, but I did not communicate with them, no.
And nobody else did either.
I don't know that.
Tell us one.
Tell us one?
One person.
I don't know.
Name one, can you?
No, I can't.
Okay. What have you done to preserve the evidence field around these cabins?
We don't let anyone come in that gate. Is that what you're saying?
All those cabins have been cleaned, correct?
Oh, yes, they
The
have.
watermarks and water lines have been removed, correct?
I'm not sure if
Drywall's
everything
been
has
taken
been
off, correct?
correct, yes.
Framing has been changed, correct?
In 2 cabins on the Senior Hill,
Those
yes.
cabins that took on water have been materially altered from the condition they were in during and after the flood, correct?
I actually believe Hangover hasn't had any work on it.
That's one. What about the rest?
The only other one that flooded was Lookout, and I think some volunteers removed the flooring, and that was it.
The water lines are gone.
I believe you can still see the Hangover water lines. It was all on the screens of the windows.
The debris marks are gone. They've been cleaned. Have they not?
I don't think so, no.
You sure about that?
I'm pretty sure.
We'll get some pictures.
I haven't
here.
been up there in a while, though.
Okay. So you come to the front office. Well, let me step back. You would agree with me, wouldn't you, that whatever remains as the status quo over on Senior Hill needs to stay that way until all these investigations and lawsuits are complete. True?
Say that again?
Whatever the condition of these cabins is today, you would agree with me they need to stay that way while we complete the investigation part of this lawsuit, all my friends over here's lawsuits and the investigations that
The investigations, yes,
correct.
correct.
Because it's important for us to be able to look at them along the timeline you and I are establishing and figure out what was happening at what times, correct?
Yes,
For example, one of these young ladies that had a cell phone ultimately called 911 before anybody with your camp to get help. True?
yes, I believe so, yes.
And it will be important to talk to her at some point in the fact-finding process and figure out what cabin she was in, why they moved, when they moved, and where the water was at each specific timeline along the way, right?
Right,
So you understand that's why we asked for an order to not let y'all destroy this evidence. True?
yes.
Okay, thank you. Now, you go to your dad's, you respond to your dad's call at 1:45, you're in the front office. Who's there?
I believe it was just my dad and Glenn when I came up.
3 of y'all.
Yes.
Any of the laborers there?
I saw them drive by towards the commissary, I guess you could say. They were turning past Ag's attic towards the commissary when I pulled up to the office.
So to look at this map on exhibit 52, you're at the front office. We see the Cypress, I think, what is this main road? They're going up towards Ag's attic, hanging to the left.
No, they were coming from the south part of your map.
From the cabins. Like
Sorry,
in.
the opposite way of your finger. So they were going up past Uptight, and then they took a right at Ag's attic.
Okay, I got you. I apologize. They're coming from the horse stable area where those gentlemen live,
Yes,
past Uptight, coming down towards the front office, and they hang a right at Ag's attic.
yes, sir.
Okay, let's talk about them in just a second. You, your dad, Mr. Junkie, are in the main office. What happens next?
I believe, so the grounds crew guys went past Ag's attic and they went towards the commissary. And I believe they parked kind of at Harrison Hall area. And it was common procedure whenever we get heavy rain, we pull up some of the equipment and put it on the soccer field.
Okay, so you move canoes to the soccer field, right?
Yes, sir. Show
me where the soccer field is. Is it on this?
It would be to the right of the commissary on that map, yes.
So right of the commissary, under Guadalupe River, around Tumble and hang out.
It's that big area where your hand is, yes, sir.
So you move canoes there because you believe that was higher ground, or you moved them from the water up towards the cabins?
It was higher ground. It's hard to tell on that map, but it's maybe 15 feet higher than the river at that point.
So standard operating procedure.
Yes, sir.
You were in a flood event. You knew that, right?
Yes, sir.
So it's standard operating procedure for you to move canoes, correct?
Yes, it is.
But it was not standard operating procedure for you to even wake up your wife and the other directors, was it?
No, it wasn't.
It was not standard operating procedure to let the counselors and campers know that there might be a flood.
I don't believe so, no.
Let me ask you this, at 1:45, when this is all happening, you're going to the front office, are the main grounds here underwater?
No, not at all.
So if you had told all the girls on the loudspeaker to move to higher ground, like over to Cypress Lake, for example, could they have done that?
They could have.
So all of them could have made it to Cypress Lake, to James Hall, and rode out the storm there.
It was not reasonable to do that at that time.
What do you mean it wasn't reasonable?
The water wasn't even coming over the banks of the Guadalupe at that time.
You mean you hadn't experienced an actual flood yet? It certainly was reasonable to say on the loudspeaker, hey, everybody, we've got a flood happening. Let's everybody get in orderly line, leave your cabins and walk the path to Cypress Lake. We're going to James Hall. Could have done that, right?
I don't believe that was reasonable to do that at that time.
Well, what do you mean by reasonable?
It was pouring down rain and lightning.
Okay.
And the cabins were safe at that time.
Well, what's better, walking in the rain or drowning?
Obviously walking in the rain.
Okay, so it's perfectly reasonable.
We did not know it was going to come up as high as it did.
Well, the 114 warning told you to move to higher ground immediately.
It did not tell me that.
It said move to higher ground immediately.
It didn't say that.
What
It's
up, Mr. Medina?
on the text message that I got, it did not say that.
What does it say right there? Move immediately to higher ground.
Yes, it says that on the tweet.
I mean, you're the director of the camp and you own it. Were you trained about what flash flood warnings require of you?
I'm sorry, I don't understand that. Am I trained on what a flash flood warning?
Well, when you're under a flash flood warning, you should just know what you're supposed to do, right?
Right.
Okay.
Don't
That's
drive
what you're
over low water crossings.
Move to high water, move to higher ground immediately. So let's talk about it a little different. As we look at the evidence field and where the water is, could the girls have gone to, give you some examples, at 145? Could they have made it to Rec Hall safely on foot?
Yes, at 145 they could have.
By girls, I mean everybody in the flats, because we know what's going on with Senior Hill. The girls in the flats could have made it to Rec Hall, right?
Yes, they could have.
Seal could have made it from Twins 2 to Rec Hall, right?
Yes,
Seal could have run or walked to Pop Ed, correct?
correct.
She could have made it to James Hall, correct?
Yes,
She could have made it up to the trail at the cricket hut or whatever it's called, up to Sky High, correct?
yes.
She could have made it to the second floor of the commissary, correct?
At 145, yes,
So could every other child who drank that day, right?
yes.
Okay, so you meet with your dad, you talk about canoes, then what happens?
Then, let's see, I believe we had told Glenn, that he should leave because, he wasn't going to be able to get out if it got any higher. Because it was just barely running over the bridge at that point. And I believe he pointed his headlights down at the bridge and determined he can't get across. And then I drove over to the side of Pop-In and looked at the creek, and I sent my wife a video around right before 2 a.m. Of the creek below Pop-In, and that was not crossable.
We're gonna come to each of those because they're all important in the timeline of where we show the rising water, but something you said there startled me, and I will come back to it. You told Mr. Junkie in the middle of this flood event that he should go home?
Yes, that flood, that bridge was something that flooded quite often. And we knew that bridge was a lot lower than the actual highway bridges.
You knew that one of the routes of egress from the camp was being shut off fast, right?
Sorry, what was
One of
that?
the routes to exit egress across the land bridge, you knew
Yes,
you were gonna be stuck in between all these bodies of water, right?
yes, that's something that has happened many times.
This is sometime between 1:45 and 2 a.m. that this conversation takes place, right?
Yes, sir.
So we've got your father and you and Glenn Junkie, the three people there dealing with this potential catastrophe. And y'all told one of them to go home and leave the camp, right?
Right. There was no indication that it was going to come up as high as it did.
Well, you were worried about it enough that he wasn't going to be able to get out.
We weren't worried about it coming up to the cabins at that point.
Did you provide that same courtesy to Seal?
I don't understand.
Did you tell her to go home and be with her family?
No,
Did you tell any of these 27 children to go home and be with their families?
no, I didn't.
Did you give the same courtesy to the girls on Senior Hill or standing there stranded in those cabins and tell them you might want to get out too?
No,
Just Mr. Junkie?
he was going to go home that night anyway. That's what I'm sorry.
You're 45 minutes into a window that a flash flood has been forecasted. And you're telling an able-bodied man to leave, right?
45 minutes into I'm sorry.
Flash flood warning said it was likely to happen between 1:14 and 4:15 a.m. You had 3 hours and 1 minute. We're already at 1:45. That window of time when it's predicted to happen is getting narrower and narrower. And you told Mr. Junkie to leave, correct?
I don't believe I told him. I think my dad was offering as a courtesy to get home before he was stuck here.
So you gave a timeline about some pictures that were taken, but I think you missed it by a little bit. At around 2:13 a.m., there was a picture taken. Let's look at it. This will be Exhibit 63, Your Honor. Been produced by your lawyers. At 2:13 a.m., this photograph was taken. Did you take it?
Yes, I took that picture.
Where was this?
That is in uptight in the garage.
Okay. So can you show the metadata, Mike? So if we look over on the right-hand side,
The Instagram of the thing going across the bridge at 63 already. So you might check your number.
Mr. Watts is telling me I need a different number for this.
Oh, I'm sorry. I usually try to pay attention to that kind of thing.
This will be 63. The Instagram was 62.
You did say 63.
Yeah, you did.
The last time?
No, for this one,
For
you
this
said
one.
63.
You said 62 for the land bridge animation, 63 for the video, so I just didn't want you to have two. Maybe,
I have 62 is a photo land bridge before flood. 63 is photo uptight garage.
the problem is there was a video of the land bridge after the photo.
When? But that's not it's either part of the exhibit or it's not been admitted.
It's an old exhibit that was used.
Okay.
27 or something.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, good.
So thank you, Mr. Watts. So we look at the metadata here and we see this was taken from an iPhone 15 or 16 Pro at approximately 2:13 a.m. on July 4th, 2025. And you took that photograph, correct?
Yes, I did.
Okay. Now, so at some point you went from the front office up the road to uptight, correct?
Yes.
Why were you there?
So after I had, and I also took a video about 15 minutes before this of the creek below Pop-In because I couldn't cross it. But when I came back to the front office, my father had the idea to go check and see if the men, after they had moved the canoes, had made it back to their cabin. And we jumped in his car and drove towards uptight, saw the lights on underneath in the garage, and we went in there. And I took a picture and I texted it to my wife that the guys didn't make it home.
Why at 2:13 in the morning were you concerned about the well-being of these men making it back there?
Because they had to drive near the creek to get back to their cabin.
You were worried that they might have got trapped in floodwater.
No, I was worried that they didn't make it back and they had to stop somewhere. And I
Because-
was right.
Because you knew the flooding was already significant enough that people were getting trapped in different areas of that camp.
Yes,
At 2:13,
correct.
it was significant enough that you took a photograph of it, right?
Yes,
It was significant enough that you sent that picture to your wife, right?
yes.
When did you call the girls on Senior Hill? At 2:13. You
They,
never did you?
they're in a much higher position than where we were.
And how about Seal down here in Twins 2? She's right next to the commissary that you were just talking about where they had been. Did you go check on her?
I did eventually.
No. At 2:13, did you?
No,
By the time you checked on her, it was too late, wasn't it? Wasn't it?
yes.
It was significant enough of a flood at 213 down here by the commissary, down here by Bubble and Twins, where every one of these kids died. For you to take a picture of these men up here at Uptight and celebrate it and send it to Mary Liz.
I wasn't celebrating it.
What were you doing?
I was showing her that that they didn't make it back to their cabins and they don't have anywhere to stay that night.
They didn't have anywhere to stay.
Yes, at that point, it wasn't the biggest flood in Texas history.
I don't know these men. This is just my thought. They look pretty kind, and I bet you they're the kind of people that would have done anything they could have to help. Did you ask them to help these kids?
Not at that time, no.
Did they have trucks?
They had one truck.
Did they have ATVs?
No.
So they had a truck?
Yes.
Did y'all have ATVs elsewhere?
Are you referring to like a Kawasaki Mule?
Yes.
Yes, we did.
Could these gentlemen drive them? They use them all the time to work on that
Yes.
camp, right?
Yes.
Gentlemen like this are the heart of camps around Texas. They're the ones who do the work to keep them looking pretty and take care of these girls day in, day out, right?
They do help a lot, yes.
They knew where every one of these cabins was, right?
Yes.
Did you or your father ask a single one of them to help any of these children?
It wasn't right at that time with the emergency.
What was it? Wasn't right, like,
I'm
Correct
sorry,
and just.
we weren't with them when we decided to evacuate.
at 213, did you ask for any of them to help?
At 213, no, we didn't.
What happened to these men when you left that building?
I don't know. I believe they stayed there.
Right there.
I don't know where else they would, I don't know. I don't know that answer.
Did you and your dad leave them with the walkie-talkie?
I don't believe so.
Did you tell them we might need your help?
I don't believe so, no.
Did you provide any way that they could be communicated with by you to help?
I don't believe so, no.
So who can blame them for staying there? They didn't know, right?
I don't blame them, no.
Just like the counselors didn't know, right?
Right,
Just like the big three didn't know, right?
right.
Right? But you knew because it was on your phone, right?
What was?
The code red alert. You
Oh,
knew.
I knew what?
You knew there was a flash flood warning.
Yes, I did.
You knew that you were concerned enough that these gentlemen got back safe, that something was going on, right?
Because the creek on the road to their house was flooded.
Lord help us. That creek was flooding so much that in a few minutes later, you went back and took a picture and texted your wife, right?
Not, that was before this.
Let's look. Someone took this video. You or Mr. Junkie, I believe. This will be Exhibit 64.
You didn't admit 63 yet.
I would like to, and thank you, Your Honor.
Any objections?
No objection.
63 is admitted.
And I'll represent to you and Mr. Wyatt, 64 is the exact same thing as Exhibit 28 that was already admitted into evidence. However, it's a higher resolution version that was produced by the defendant. So we would offer it as 64 at this time.
No objection.
P64 is admitted.
Thank you. Now, according to prior comments that you guys have given to the New York Times and others, Mr. Junkie took a video of Bubble Creek around 2:14 a.m. Is that right?
Yes, that's his video.
You've seen this before.
Yes, I have.
Whose truck is that?
That's his truck.
Okay. So let's watch this. That is Bubble Creek, correct? Bubble.
Yes, yes, it is.
Is that an unusual amount of water to be coming through Bubblegum Creek?
It's not something I haven't seen before. No,
But it is unusual.
it's medium, I guess you would say. It's not the highest I've seen.
It means there's a flood.
Yes,
And if we look at Exhibit 52, again, the blue line that runs behind Pop In, when Bubblegum Creek is like that, no one can get a truck across from the Camp Cypress Lake side, correct?
correct.
So we know at 2:14, as we look at the evidence field here, no one's getting in or out from the main gate, true?
Correct.
No one's getting across from Cypress, true?
True.
And so everybody here on the Guadalupe Riverside, from Pop In all the way down to Bug House, Harrison Hall to Guadalupe River, y'all are stuck there.
Yes, we are.
You're not getting out by car or foot, correct?
Correct.
Okay. Is the water rising anywhere else at that time?
Yes, I believe, the Cypress Creek and, the Guadalupe were too.
Okay, now let's look at what we'll mark as exhibit 65. Showed you this land bridge earlier. We're gonna do a zoomed in version. If you look over on the left-hand side, you see this culvert coming up from Bubblegum Creek?
Yes,
That's what it normally looks like, right?
yes, it does.
You ever lived in or been in a neighborhood where you have a bar ditch or drainage ditch that goes under a driveway?
Yes,
That's a standard size culvert right there. Is that a 12-inch culvert?
I believe it's bigger than that.
How big?
Maybe a foot and a half or 2 feet.
Let's give you 18 to 24 inches. It goes under there and pops out the other side, right?
Yes,
And that is a small culvert because that is a normally dry creek.
yes, sir.
Okay. So at 2:14, this picture shows us that it was anything but dry. Right?
The picture, yes, sir.
We'd offer exhibit 65, Your Honor, or we already did 65.
No, you haven't. Any objections?
No objection.
65 is admitted.
Thank you for helping me keep up. At 2:21, you sent a text to your wife. Correct?
Yes, sir.
You told her Bubblegum Creek is bad.
Yes, I did.
Check the radar. Right?
I said, check the
I'm
radar.
asking you, is that what you told her?
I might have, yes.
Mary Liz offered to come help you and the girls?
No, I don't believe so.
She called 911?
No,
Did she offer to contact your brother or your mom and get help?
no,
Did she try to come across as the health officer to help anybody?
no,
So now it's you and your dad and Mr. Junkie. That's it, right?
correct.
You got over 100 girls just in the flats that you got to take care of, right?
Yes,
So did you start an evacuation?
no,
Did
not at that
you-
time.
Did you try to contact Senior Hill?
No, we did not.
Did you call the lady in the guard shack to say what's going on up there?
No,
Did you get on the loudspeaker and say, hey, guys, we got a problem. Everybody be on high alert?
no, we didn't.
At 2:21 or 2:22, as you looked around the camp, could Seal have still made it on foot to Rec Hall?
Yes,
Could she have made it to the commissary?
yes,
Could she have made it up the hill to Sky High like so many girls did?
yes,
She still had plenty of chances to survive, right?
right.
All she needed was to be told to leave, right?
Yes,
Did you tell her?
I did not.
Did you tell anyone?
It wasn't reasonable to do that at that point. It still was not high enough. It was
How
not,
high did the water have to be before you,
it had to be a lot higher. It was,
according to who?
according to who?
Yeah.
My father made the call when we evacuated.
Your father made the call.
Yes.
Well, why didn't you just look at your written evacuation plan that you had certified with the state that you had?
Why didn't I look at it? My father was, he made the decision to evacuate starting with Bug House
Why
when the
didn't you
water
just-
was getting much higher around 3 a.m.
At 2:20, 2:21, 2:30, why didn't you look at your written evacuation plan?
It would have been unreasonable to evacuate at that time.
It's because you didn't have one.
That's not true.
You
We
had one
did.
that said stay in place.
Yes, we
You
did.
did not have one that said, here's how and where you evacuate to.
We had this stay in place that was
All you had.
recommended by FEMA and CDC.
Where's that recommendation?
It's on their websites.
The Texas Administration Code, Article 265, says you must have a written evacuation plan that every counselor, staffer, and camper is trained in. You had no written evacuation plan of any type, did you?
We had that plan that was on that page, and we had an evacuation plan that we implemented that night.
I would ask you. I need to know where the evidence is so the judge can issue an order and we can figure out what is and isn't still there. There is no written evacuation plan anywhere that complies with the Texas Administration Code. There never was one, was there?
I have searched all of our files that I can that were from my dad's office that are muddy, and I cannot find it. No.
So when you say evacuation plan, you're talking about the one that you and your dad made up on the fly during the flood.
We did not make it up. He had done this in 87.
Oh, he had to evacuate this camp before during the flood?
No, just one cabin, Bug House, because it was touching the very back corner of Bug House at that time.
So he had a plan in his head from 39 years earlier, right?
He had known about this, yes.
How many campers, staff members, and counselors had your father trained about the plan that was in his head?
How many had he trained?
Yeah.
I don't know the number. No.
I got a different question. How many times did he train you about the plan that was in his head?
It's been talked about. Yes.
When?
I don't know.
Okay. We're gonna come back to that plan in a moment. At 2:30 or so, you got a visit at the main office from some counselors at Bug House, correct?
It was probably right around there. Yes. Two counselors from Bug House ran to the office and told us that that they had water coming through their door at their cabin. And the four of us got in my dad's Tahoe and went from the office to Bug House at the very end of the road. And we saw that there was water coming off of the hill. It wasn't coming from down below by the river. It was flowing off the hill, and it was creating a puddle inside their cabin right by their front door.
Okay, thank you. Let's break that down. At what time did they show up at the main office?
I don't have an exact time, but I would say it was around 2:30.
What were their names? What are their names?
I'm sorry. I could get that for you. I'm sorry. I don't have it memorized.
Were there security cameras that picked this up?
I don't believe we would have security cameras along that path. No.
Well, you talked about security cameras on March 4th. Where were they?
We had one by the main entrance that was pointing towards the gate. We had two in different locations behind the like the delivery area of the dining hall, and there was one that was on the back of what's called Granny's house that was facing the bridge there. I had cameras where there was major vehicle traffic.
So there was a camera at Granny's house that would have showed which bridge, the one?
Yes, just like you were pointing, yes.
Okay, so where is that footage?
It was on a hard drive that was in my house that flooded.
Where is that hard drive?
That hard drive, I don't know where it is, but I handed it over for evidence a long time ago
To who?
to our lawyers.
Do you know what has happened to it?
No, I don't.
So we would have been able to see it at that period of time, really the whole night from Granny's house over, correct?
As long as it was powered on and connected to Wi-Fi, yes.
And then tell me where the others were. There's one at the front gate, so we could have been able to see if water was coming over the road.
Yes, there's one at the front gate facing the gate. And there were two by Harrison Hall that were facing, like basically facing towards the commissary.
You had a security camera at Harrison Hall that was facing the commissary?
No, it was farther in. It was facing like where people would make deliveries between the Harrison Hall and commissary.
So if there was water coming up around Twins and Harrison Hall and the commissary, that would have shown up?
It would have shown the backside of the dining hall.
And you and your family had access to this on your computers in your homes?
We had it was recording everything, but there was a live stream of the front gate in the office.
We're gonna go through what the video that we have shows. But my question is a little different. Your mom, Mary Liz, Brett, they could have seen what was going on in these cameras from their homes if they had accessed them on computer, correct?
I don't believe they did have access to it.
Who did have access?
I did, and whoever was at that computer in the office.
That's it?
Whoever, yes.
So if you understand that for Seal to go from her door to the second floor, for the commissary, there's 20 steps. You understand that?
Yes, that seems about right.
You understand that had you been in the office or anybody looking at this footage, we might have been able to see where the water was to tell them they needed to make a run for it. You understand that?
No, the water wasn't up to that point until after we had started evacuating Bug House.
You never looked at that footage. You don't know where it was and when on those cameras.
On the cameras? No,
Yes.
no, I
You
haven't
could
looked at that
have
footage.
Anyone, including the big three, on a walkie-talkie, sitting in the front office, looking at the guard shack, looking at Bubble, looking at the waterfront down here by the commissary, watching in real time what was happening, but you chose not to do it. Correct?
I chose not to look at the footage.
Correct.
I tried actually.
At 2:50,
Right.
but no time prior.
No, that wouldn't have,
Sir,
it wouldn't have made sense.
sir, at 1:14.
Sorry, I'm
the
having trouble
government
explaining it.
Told you there was a flash flood warning that would occur within the next 3 hours and 1 minute. We're now at 2:30. An hour and 16 minutes have gone by. You've got a wireless ability to see what's happening at sentinel points around your camp. And did you ever look at it?
Did I look at it? I'm sorry.
You never looked at it.
What you're asking me doesn't make sense to, you want me to look at cameras when I can go look at it with my own eyes?
Yes.
I don't understand how that would be helpful to look at the security cameras.
I can't help you understand that. You didn't look at them, did you?
I tried to look at it when I lost communication with the gatekeeper.
We're gonna get to that, but think about what you just said. You tried to look at it after you lost communication with the guard shack, right?
Yes,
You had a camera at the guard shack that would have been able potentially to see what was happening before that happened. But you never looked, did you?
I'm trying to understand where you're going with it.
Where I'm going with it's very simple. Let me make it easier for you. You did not look at security footage in real time at any point in time prior to 2:50 a.m. True?
No, I didn't.
No one else did either. True?
I don't believe so, no.
Neither you nor your father delegated a single soul to go in there and monitor whatever could be seen on those cameras. True?
I know personally that wouldn't have been helpful to look at those cameras at that time. I'm sorry.
True or false?
True, True, I didn't.
Okay. And because we don't have them, the footage, we may never know what was on them, correct?
Correct. I don't know where they are.
And so we'll do things like look at the commissary and the main gate in a moment, but we're left to try to recreate in time based upon this testimony you're giving us, going back and looking at where the water was in each location. That's what we're now left with, right?
Right.
Okay.
I can see at least one person chewing gum. Gum is not allowed in the courtroom. And if I see it again, I'll make my assistant come up here and ask you to go outside. So let's get rid of the gum, please. I'll see everybody at 3:30.
All right.
is back in session.
Thank you. All right, so everyone may be seated. Are you ready?
Yes.
You ready, Mr. Beckworth?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right.
Thank you. Are we stopping promptly at 5?
We
or-
are.
So you know, I started at 5 and not 4:50.
Say that again?
I asked you 5 and not 4:50, so we're
Oh.
trapped at 5. I got that at least.
Yeah, we're stopping at 5.
Okay, thank you.
Yes. You want to stop earlier?
Absolutely
I'm
not.
confused. You want to go longer? We're not doing that.
That's why I said 5. I
Okay.
figured you would just do it.
Yeah, 5 o'clock.
Thank you. Okay, you understand you're still under oath?
Yes, sir.
Okay, let's get back to the bug house conversation. So the girls show up around 2:30. They tell you water's coming in and you and your father
Yes, sir.
take 2 counselors back to bug house
Yes, and
What-
it's Tahoe.
in his Tahoe. Okay. Let's look at bug house for a minute. We'll show you some photos that we've marked as plaintiff's exhibit 66. Is that bug house?
Yes, that's the backside of Bug House.
These are after the flood, just in fairness. So we'll show you the next one. That is the backside of bug house, correct? After the flood?
Yes, it is.
I believe we have one more. That's the inside of bug house after the flood, looking at the back or hillside, correct?
Correct.
We'll offer those as plaintiff's exhibit 66, Your Honor.
Any objections?
None.
P66 is admitted.
Also show you a video that the defendants have produced in this case that will show as a series of images, I think. Michael's our video, just to get some perspective on where we are. So bug house on exhibit 52 is the first cabin closest to the Guadalupe River, correct?
Yes, it is.
So this is a video that you guys produced. So is that bug house on the far left?
Yes, it is.
And this next one that now is taking up the right-hand side of the screen is what?
Look in.
Okay, so cabin 1 is bug house, cabin 2 is look in, and this will turn and look up the road towards Ag's attic. So we see there up the road, that's the series of cabins that goes from after look-in, it's hangout, tumble in, 1 and 2, jumble house, nut hut, and chatterbox, correct?
Correct.
That goes all the way up this road on exhibit 52 to where we see Ag's attic, correct?
Yes.
So your father, this will be exhibit 67, we has to be admitted here.
Any objections?
No.
P67 is admitted.
So when the girls come up, y'all go back down, you look at bug house. If we can go back to 66, Mr. Medina. Was it unusual to have water coming in bug house?
Yes.
From where?
From anywhere,
Why?
because it had never happened like that.
So having water come in bug house is a red flag that there's an unusual event occurring, correct?
Yes.
Now, you said earlier it flooded in, or at least had to be evacuated in 1987, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So when you go to bug house, do you go around the back?
No, you don't.
I'm sorry, when y'all went that night to see what was going on, did you just go inside of it?
No, the door's on the other side of this picture. We went to the front door and looked inside and there was a puddle of water.
Did you go outside and look at the back part of it on the hillside?
We did not go around the backside, no.
How did you determine that water was coming in off the hill?
Because it was flowing right in front of us. The water was trickling down the hillside and going under their door frame.
Okay, so when you come to the front of bug house, there is water, what, on the patio?
It's like a front step that that's even with the hill, and the water was coming from the hill and it was seeping into under their screen door in the front.
So just so everybody can look, next one. The second photo in exhibit 66, this is the backside. When you refer to the hill, you're talking about what's coming left into the cabin under the windows, correct?
Yes, correct.
So water was coming with enough force and significance off that hill that it is getting inside the cabin.
It was not coming with that force at that time to create that kind of hole in the side.
But it's coming with enough force that it's getting in the cabin.
It's flowing right next to the bottom of the door.
And getting inside the cabin.
Yes.
As you get there in the 2:30 to 2:35 window of time, what's the water looking like around and adjacent to it, like around the archery field and the soccer field and all that?
It was well below the cabin, maybe around the cypress trees that were down there.
But it had already risen out of the banks and was getting,
It was out of the banks.
it was out of the banks.
Yes.
Okay. Onto the grass. Was it up to Harrison Hall?
No,
Was it up to the commissary?
no,
Was it getting close?
no.
Was it up? How far was it from Bug House?
It was, I want to say it was still at least, I don't want to guess how many feet, but it was significantly lower than the cabin itself.
But you know now that you're in a flood event for sure.
Yes, it is flooding.
And that flood event no longer just includes Bubble Inn and Cypress Creek. It also includes the Guadalupe.
Bubblegum Creek and Cypress Creek. Yes, the Guadalupe too.
So all bodies of water that your camp sits on are now flooding.
I believe so, yes.
And you tell the girls to do what?
So they had already put a barrier of towels around the puddle right by the door.
Hmm.
And I said that was helpful. Let's maybe put some more and move your things away from it. But it was not a situation where it was a situation where we needed to get them out immediately because it was just getting the counselors' things wet at that time. It wasn't an emergency from the bottom. It was a drainage problem at that time.
But it was an unusual event.
Yes.
And it was one of several unusual events that had already happened up to that period of time.
Which ones are you referring
Bubble
to?
gums out of its banks, unusual.
How unusual?
It's a flood.
Yes.
You've already reported to your wife that you're worried about the laborers being able to get back and you were happy that they got back, correct?
Yes.
But they can't get to their own homes.
Right.
And now we've got Bug House, which is an unusual event to be flooding, correct?
Yes.
So you have how many campers, how many children are in there?
In Bug House,
Yes.
between 15 and 20 probably.
You have two counselors who were concerned enough that they ran on foot to the main office, correct?
Yes.
Through lightning and rain.
Yes.
You choose to leave them there
We
in the cabin.
we told them we would be awake and be checking on them.
Did you leave them with a walkie-talkie?
No, we didn't.
Did you leave them with a cell phone?
No.
So if they needed to contact you to tell you the water has risen higher, we're under a bad situation, how would they have communicated with anyone?
How would they communicate with anyone if they, we told them we would be back.
So they had to wait on you to return.
No, they ran to the office.
Once,
They did.
when they got back and you and your father went there, you told them to stay put.
We did. We told them to keep the water from spreading further.
You did not tell them they were free to leave.
No.
And no, I'm correct.
Oh, correct. Yes.
And your flood plan said stay in your cabins in the flats, correct?
Yes.
So you ordered them to stay.
I wouldn't put it that way.
But
but we said we would be back.
So you left these children alone, fully dependent upon you to return, right?
Yes.
But there were so many other cabins that you and your father had to check on and attend to as well, right?
Not at that time. They were in their cabins and the water was very far away from their cabins.
Was there any reason you couldn't leave them a walkie-talkie?
No,
How long did it take you to drive a truck down there and return to the main office?
I don't know, a couple minutes,
5 minutes?
5 at most.
Okay, well, let's say 5. I count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 cabins just in the flats. Is that correct?
Yes, I believe that's correct.
So if you and your father had to drive to every single one of those cabins and check on them and come back, that's 5 times 13. How many minutes is that?
Sorry.
That's 65. Does that sound
65.
fair?
Yes, that sounds right.
1 hour and 5 minutes. Can you pull up our timeline, Mr. Medina? So when the campers run from bug house to the office, it's 2:30. You get down there about 2:40, right? Is that fair? 2:35, 2:40?
Yes, around that time.
So if we were to go another hour, an hour and 5 minutes, we're about 3:35. That's how long it would have taken you just to go and do the same thing at every cabin, right?
To do the same thing, to
Drive down, check on them, talk to the girls, give them instructions and go back.
like go back and forth to the office every time.
Yes,
I don't understand why we would do that.
me either. I'm saying if that's what you did. It would have taken a long time to do it that way, right?
Right.
But you did go back to your office, correct?
We did.
You did not get on the loudspeaker and tell anybody what to do, correct?
No, we
You
didn't.
still did not drop walkie-talkies off at each cabin, did you?
No.
And when you went down to see the bug house girls, who was there in the main office to be on alert?
I believe Glenn was still there.
You believe or he was?
I think he was, yes.
So one person
Yes.
still hadn't talked to the big three?
No.
Okay. No, I'm correct.
Correct. Sorry.
So you go back to the main office. It's now what time?
I don't know what time, but it was right after that. It had to be between 2:40 and 2:45 maybe.
Okay. What happened next?
I know that it was before 3 a.m. It was we got a walkie-talkie call, a radio call from the gatekeeper. And she said there was water coming in to her cabin and she couldn't get the door open. And I told her that she needed to go as quickly as possible to Senior Hill. And she knew what that meant. She's been at camp before. And I kept trying to call her and her radio went silent. She stopped responding.
So Frances Blackwell's her name.
Yes.
Okay. So when you receive this call, are you still at Bug House or are you back in the office?
I was at the office at that point.
And it's on a walkie-talkie.
Yes.
So everyone would have heard it,
Yes.
assuming they were awake.
Yes.
Now, at 2:40, when you go back to the main office, and you left Bug House, could Seal still have been able to get on foot up to Rec Hall?
At 2:40, yes.
What
Yes,
about
sir.
to the commissary?
Yes, sir.
What about up to Uptight?
Yes.
Anywhere where there was a second story, she could have gotten on her own, right?
Yes.
Just like all the other children that died that night, right?
Yes.
You didn't tell them to leave, correct?
No, I didn't.
So you're now in the office at, let's call it 2:40, 6:45, and you get a call from the guard shack. What does Mrs. Blackwell say?
She said, I can't get the door open. And I told her she needed to get up the hill as quickly as possible.
Okay. Let's look at Plaintiff's Exhibit 50, which has already been admitted into evidence. This is the guard shack before the flood, correct?
Yes.
Now let's make sure we understand in the evidence field what's in there. There's a shower,
Yes, sir.
toilet,
Yes.
cot or a bed.
Yes.
So the guard lives there.
Yes.
She's a summer worker, school teacher, Mrs. Blackwell, I believe. Is that right?
Yes.
And so she spends the summer in that building.
Yes.
Is there a landline?
Yes, there is.
What's that dish? Is that a TV dish?
That's
Satellite?
a direct TV.
She has a walkie-talkie,
Yes, she does.
and there's an intercom when you check in at the gate. Does that go to the main office or just to the guard shack?
That goes to the main office. There's like a doorbell that you push and it rings and you can open it remotely.
So you can, when somebody comes in or out, like a counselor, the main office can hear them.
Yes.
Can the walkie-talkies hear it?
Not that doorbell, no.
Can the big three hear it?
If somebody's coming in the gate,
Yes.
yes, they can.
Show me where the security camera is.
The security camera it's behind the awning. You can't see it on this, but it's that far right window. It's near the top of that. Yes.
Where the circle is?
Yes.
Okay. So if there's water coming around up the road, around the gate, surrounding the building, that camera would pick it up, right?
It's pointed right at the gate itself and the piece of road right in front of the gate.
So if that's covered in water, you would know it?
Yes.
Okay. So when she makes this call to you, says, I've come outside and I can't get back in because the water's so high. It's got the door closed. That's pretty much what was going on, right?
Yes.
Okay. That an unusual event
Absolutely.
in your life of being at the camp? Have you ever heard anything like that before?
No.
Okay. And this is at what time specifically, to the best of your knowledge?
This is right before 3 o'clock.
2:50?
2:50, 2:55.
Okay. So at 2:50, this happens. That's a pretty big red flag as well, that you're having an unusual event, right?
Yes.
So you keep saying that y'all didn't get warnings, but you got lots of warnings, right?
Warnings. Yes, it was a very bad storm that was flooding. Yes.
Well, the warnings came in all forms. They came in July 2nd and 3rd, watches and notices from the state and the federal government. We've looked at those, right?
Yes, we have.
You got a 114 code red that you slept through, right?
Correct.
You saw Bubblegum Creek at 2:14 with your own eyes, right?
I did. Yes.
You saw the land bridge at 1:45 with your own eyes, right?
Yes.
You got this unusual circumstance with the girls in Bug House that it was taking on water at 2:30, right?
I don't. Yes.
Yes. And
That was
now
correct.
sorry.
That's correct.
And now you've got a call from the guard shack that's never happened in history around 2:40 to 2:50, correct?
Yes.
You're under a flood.
Yes.
It's the most unusual flood you've experienced in your life at being at Camp Mystic, correct?
Correct.
How many years of your life up to that date had you spent on those campgrounds?
Almost all my life.
Over 40.
Yes.
You were born near the flood.
Yes, I was.
Okay. So when you heard Frances Blackwell call and that distress happens, you lose contact with her.
Yes.
You got on the loudspeaker and you told everyone in that camp, run to rec hall, right?
No, I did not.
Did you get on the walkie-talkie and tell any of your family, we got a problem?
As I was trying to call Francis, my dad cut in on the radio and said, I think it's time to get Bug House out.
What Eastlands were in Bug House, Mr. Eastland?
Oh, my niece was in Bug House.
The cabin you chose to evacuate twice had 2 children in it that belonged to your brother Richard, right?
Had 2 children.
Yeah,
One of his daughters was in that cabin. His other daughter was in Nut Hut.
okay. Y'all went to evacuate Bug House first.
Yes,
Where was Richard? At 250,
I believe he was still at his house.
not even helping his own kids.
No, no.
So your dad tells you and who else we need to get Bug House out?
And Glenn, he said it on the radio.
Did any of your Eastland family members or staff members respond and say, we're coming to help?
I don't believe so. No,
Did your mom who's here, did she say, I'm coming to help?
no,
Did Britt?
no,
Did Richard?
no,
Did Mr. Altus?
no,
Did your wife?
no,
Did Katie?
no.
They left you and your father alone with Glenn Junkie to try to evacuate 115 plus girls, right?
I wouldn't call it that.
Well, did they come to help?
No,
Did they so much as offer?
no.
And who told the girls at Senior Hill that the guard shack has been washed out and we've lost contact with Miss Blackwell? Who told them that?
We did not tell them that.
Nobody. So you go down at 250 back to Bug House, right?
Yes,
Who went?
or it was real close to 3 a.m.
Who went?
We wait in 3 cars, my father, myself, and Glenn.
When the guardhouse got blown out, did you call 911?
I don't believe we had no, we didn't call 911.
Nobody associated with the Eastlands or Camp Mystic called 911, did they?
No,
They were all still asleep.
I'm sorry. The Eastlands were all asleep.
Except for you and your dad.
Yeah,
Still asleep. Yep.
I believe so, unless they were already up. No, my wife was up because I texted her or I called her about Francis.
What did you tell Mary Liz?
I said I can't get a hold of Francis, and she said there was water coming in the cabin.
What happened next?
And then that's when my dad told us we need to go to Bug House.
What did Mary Liz do next?
I don't know what she did right after that.
She say, we're taking on water?
No, she didn't.
Say, I need to help somebody?
She said, "Do I need to help
Did
somebody?"
she?
No,
Did she say, go check on the cabins?
no. The next, I can't remember the exact time, but she had texted me, and I didn't see it until the day after. But she had texted me, "Should I move at 3:15?"
350. We'll get to that one. So you and your dad and Mr. Junkie get down to Bug House around 2:50, 3 o'clock. And what vehicles are parked outside?
It was my dad's Tahoe, my truck, and Glenn's truck.
Okay. At that point in time, could all of the girls in all the cabins that you could see have made it on foot to Rec Hall or the commissary or uptight?
At that point in time, yes, there was no water on the flats.
They did well on the road. There was definitely water down in the fields.
There was no water up on the soccer field. No.
So had you gone door to door and said evacuate and given them a place to go, they could have done that on foot, right?
Yes.
They did not need to wait for you.
No.
You could have, no, I'm correct.
No. Yes, you're correct.
Could have gotten on a loudspeaker and told them all to make a run for it, and they had plenty of time to get to higher ground, correct?
Correct.
Had you left with walkie-talkies, you could have done the same thing, correct?
Had we what?
Left them with walkie-talkies, you could have done the same thing, right?
Yes.
In fact, had you left the counselors in Bug House with walkie-talkies when you left 15 to 20 minutes earlier, you could have just gotten on a radio and said, come on up, let's go. Could have saved all that precious time, right?
The time to drive down there?
Yes.
Yes.
And when you got to Bug House, you still didn't know what to do, right?
What do you mean?
You and your dad, Mr. Junkie, were arguing about what to do and how to evacuate.
No, we were not arguing.
You could not figure out what car to put them in.
That's not true.
Could not figure out who to get in first.
That's not true.
You actually tried to divide them by the two tribes to say, get in this car, you get in another, right?
That is not true.
Well, what's
I've
going to happen if
never
a
heard
counselor
that.
comes in here and says just the opposite?
We tried to divide them by tribes.
How did you decide who got in
I've
which car?
never heard that.
How did you decide who got in which car?
We were getting them, I believe most of Bug House got in my dad's vehicle and most of Look In got in my truck. And I believe most of Hangout got in Glenn's truck.
How did you decide who got in which car?
I don't believe we were telling them to hurry and the girls were coming out and we were getting them in. I guess most of them were going into each of those vehicles, like I said, with Bug House, my dad, Look In with me, and Hang Out with Glenn.
It's absolute chaos.
It was not absolute chaos.
You had no plan.
That's not true.
You had no plan.
That's
Your
not
dad was
true.
making it up in the moment.
He was not.
Who had the plan?
He did.
Who knew the plan?
I did.
From when? When did you get it?
I've heard about what happened in 1987.
So you went back, how old were you in 1987?
I was 2.
Okay, so you went back to a time when you were 2 years old and remembered exactly what to do at a flash flood event at Bug House.
No, I had heard about it since then.
Heard about it, was it just passed down at the campfire?
No, there's news articles about it.
That said this is the evacuation plan of how we did it?
I believe so.
Show them to me.
Okay.
What specific date in
It
publication?
was right after the 87 flood.
Okay. Did the counselors get trained in this evacuation deal that your dad had in 1987?
No, I don't believe so.
Because I've seen on trivia night, y'all talk about the 1932 flood. I've never seen on trivia night in any of the publications, you talk about an evacuation that occurred in 1987.
The 87 flood did not get as high. It was, I believe, about to touch the corner of Bug House. And so it was just the one cabin that went to Rec Hall.
Had any of the counselors been trained in this mysterious 1987 plan?
No, I don't believe so.
So they had to do whatever it was y'all told them. Right?
They had to do whatever
Daddy told them.
with regards to bringing them out of in the
Yes.
cars.
Yes.
Yes,
Okay. So you load them up in 3 cars and where do you take them?
we took them to Rec Hall.
Directly to Rec Hall or did you drop them somewhere and have them walk?
We drove on the road. There's not a road to Rec Hall, so we dropped them right in front of the main office.
So did you go up this main road to Ag's Attic, take a right and go to the front office, or did you turn it wiggle in?
No, we turned it wiggle in.
Okay, you go to the front office, you tell them to run to Rec Hall, right?
Yes,
Okay, what time is it now?
I know it started right around 3 a.m., but I was not checking any kind of watch or clock. I don't have any kind of reference to a text message or anything like that.
Was there
So,
somebody, I'm sorry. Were you done?
yes,
Was there somebody in Rec Hall that had been alerted that they were coming?
they were with their counselors when they were evacuated.
So the first group from Bug House, nobody's in Rec Hall.
Correct.
So you told the girls just go.
Yes,
There's no adult waiting for them.
they were with their counselors.
There's no adult waiting for them. They were all going in there unescorted.
The campers and counselors together? Yes.
Correct. Where are the big 3?
I don't know where they are at that
Why
point
hadn't you sent them over to wait for them and help them?
because we are going as fast as we can.
All you had to do was get on the walkie-talkie and say, run, help. Did you do it?
That's not all we had to do.
all you had to do to get the girls in the big three from Cozy Cabin over to Rec Hall was to get on the radio and say, help us, right?
No, they actually, I don't know if they had a walkie-talkie by their bed. They have a designated walkie-talkie that they leave in the office.
But you never told them.
No,
Because in the emergency and the chaos of it, you couldn't think of everything, could you?
no.
Wouldn't this
What do you
have been
mean?
so much easier if you had a plan that you could have executed? Right?
This was just unbelievably unforeseeable.
Well, it's been foreseeable for 3 days. Right?
Not like this.
It was foreseeable at 1:14, right?
Not like this.
That's why you have a plan. And so when the not like this occurs, you can execute the plan, right?
Right.
But you didn't have a plan to refer to that a single person other than your dad in that camp was trained in. True?
I'm sorry.
There was not a plan that a single person in that camp other than your father was trained to execute. True?
The plan, I'm sorry.
There was not a plan that a single person in that camp other than your father was trained to do.
No, we had our emergency procedures.
For a flood evacuation.
Right.
There was none.
There was none.
There was no plan that anyone was trained in.
We didn't have it written down, but we had that plan.
What you had written down was stay in your cabins.
Right.
That was a command that killed 27 children, wasn't it?
I don't believe that's, no.
Let's walk through it. You dropped them off. Where did you go next?
We dropped off the first 3 cabins and we went back to Tumble In 2, Tumble In 1, and Jumble House. And I do remember having a truck full of girls from, I believe, Tumble In 1, and I was backing up towards Jumble House, and and one of their counselors asked me if they should walk. At that point, the water was maybe ankle deep at their cabin on the ground level, not inside their cabin. Their cabin was about 3.5 feet above ground level. But the ground level was about ankle deep. And by the way, at that point, it was all-time record in history. And I told them still to walk. And while I had the truck full of girls, so I told Jumble House to walk while I took the Tumble In 1 girls back to the same spot to drop them off for Rec Hall.
At that time, could Seal still have made it to the commissary to Rec Hall if she had been told to leave?
I believe so, yes.
Now, you said something there about this being a flood you'd never seen before. Your attorney has made a statement multiple times that the last time we saw a flood like this, Noah had to build an ark. You remember that statement he's made?
I did hear that statement, yes.
Well, y'all profess to be a Christian ministry, right?
Yes,
Noah was warned about the flood for many, many days, right?
yes.
What would have happened if Noah waited to build an ark until after the flood started?
He would not have survived.
That's right. Because when you're warned of a flood, you can't wait till it starts to do something about it. Right,
Mhm.
Mr. Eastland?
I'm sorry?
When you're warned of a flood, you cannot wait till after the flood starts to do something about it. Because it's too late.
Yes.
So let's go to 323. Cozy Cabin, we've talked a lot about it, and this is an important part of the evidence field because one of the unusual things at Cozy Cabin was those young ladies had phones, right?
Yes, they did.
And they took images of what was happening, correct?
Correct.
I'm going to show you an exhibit that we'll mark as plaintiff's exhibit 68. That is one that your attorneys have produced to us. At 323, this is a photograph that we believe was taken from Cozy Cabin. Now, explaining for the court, there's an awning between the main office and Cozy Cabin, correct?
Correct.
And that awning looks out towards the rec hall on one side and towards the tennis courts on the other, correct?
It's, I guess you could-
It's actually, I said that wrong.
so that cabin in the background is Wiggle Inn.
So from,
Cabin in the background is what?
Wiggle Inn, it's on the map.
so if I'm in this part of the map on exhibit 52 where it says office, office is actually the Cozy Cabin, correct?
They're probably standing right where the little E on office is, on front office.
And
On
so
your
you
map.
can look out to see Wiggle In, or you
Yes.
can look out the other way and see rec hall, correct?
Correct.
Okay, so this photograph was taken around 323 from the perspective of someone in Cozy Cabin, correct?
Correct.
And we see there that at that area, the water is still ankle deep.
Yes.
But we also know that topography on the camp is sloped in different directions, sloped down to Bug House and sloped down to the river, correct?
Correct.
So the water may be at different depths, at different parts of the evidence field at 323, correct?
Yes, correct.
Just part of the reason, just so you understand, that we need to figure out what was happening at each location at different times. So we know this is what it looked like at 323. Do you recognize any of these girls?
I believe some of those girls were in Jumble House.
Okay, so these would be girls that left Jumble House to the best of your recollection.
Yes.
Were they driven to that location and dropped off, or did they run?
No, they were walking from their cabin.
Okay, did they chose to walk on their own? Their counselors chose to leave.
Yes.
They didn't wait for you.
No, they were on their porch when I had a truck full of girls, and they asked if they should walk, and I said yes.
Okay, so they were able to walk.
Yes.
So the difference between them and the girls that perished in twins 1 and 2 and Bubble is these girls got the benefit of you telling them to leave, and those other children did not. That's the difference.
Yes.
You could have got on a loudspeaker because the power was still on and said, everybody go, right?
We
You could have done it.
I believe we were trying to use every minute to get them out.
Because every minute counts.
Yes.
The power's still on. We see the lights right there at 323, right?
Yes.
You could have got on a loudspeaker and said, make a run for it. Everybody go, right?
It was possible.
But you didn't do that.
No.
No, you did not, correct?
Correct. No.
326, I'm sorry, next is a video at Rec Hall, exhibit 69. Your Honor, can we admit 68? I'm sorry.
P68, excuse me, P68 is admitted.
So this will be exhibit 69. We're going to show 2 different versions of this. This is a perspective of that same rec hall area from the commissary. Now, we see a railing at the bottom of this video. Do you see that?
Yes.
We'll get to a photograph of the commissary in a moment, but there's a second-story landing on the exterior of the commissary, correct?
Yes, there is.
And the vantage point from that second-story landing is you could see all the way across the tennis courts to Rec Hall, correct?
Correct.
And it was 20 paces or so to Twins to corner, correct?
That sounds about right.
Does this play, Mr. McGee? So we'll play this for just a second. From the commissary. From inside the commissary, that they can see girls walking to Rec Hall at that period, correct?
Yes, I believe that was right around the same time as that other picture.
Yes. No one ever talked to the women in the commissary and told them what was happening, correct?
I don't know.
To your knowledge, no one associated with Camp Mystic told them what to do or what was happening, correct?
No, I don't believe so.
And none of them were trained in emergency evacuation procedures.
I don't believe so.
So I'm correct. None of them were trained.
No. I mean, yes, you're correct.
So Your Honor, we'll offer that as Exhibit 69.
P69 is admitted.
At 326, this will be Plaintiff's Exhibit 70, there was another photo of Rec Hall taken from the perspective of cozy cabin area. Do you recognize this photo?
Yes.
So at 326, we see a light, that power is still on, correct?
Yes.
That's standard power. You did not have an emergency backup generator system, did you?
No, we didn't.
So from the perspective of cozy cabin, we can now see the girls are in shin deep water. And the water at Rec Hall is still below the steps, correct?
Correct.
How did those girls get there? Do you recognize any of them?
I believe they had been dropped off. But part of them could be from Jumble House as well.
Okay. At that time, at 326, could SEAL still have made it across to Rec Hall or to the commissary?
I don't believe so with that video that you, was that the same time as that video?
The last one was 326.
There were rapids around the cabins at that point.
So she was stuck,
Yes.
as were all the girls in Twins 1 and 2 and Bubble Inn, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Power's still on. Did you reach out on the loudspeaker then and tell them what to do?
No, I was still in my truck.
So let's look at the commissary at 326. Did we offer 70? Your
No.
Honor, I'd like to offer 70, please.
P70 is admitted.
So the next one's P71. It's a duplicate of plaintiff's 33. It's just a higher quality image. I'd like to offer that as well.
Any objections? P71 is admitted.
So this is a 326 version of what it looked like at 326 from the commissary. Okay, You
Yes,
see the water
yes.
there's rising. There's a building adjacent to or connected to the commissary that extends out towards the tennis courts. What is that?
That is like kitchen storage. There's a freezer room and refrigerators.
Okay, and that was destroyed.
Yes,
Correct.
it was.
Okay. I'm going to show, so it's 71 admitted, please.
We've already done that.
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm just trying to
It's
keep
all right.
track of what's what. Okay, 29 is next, and this is already admitted. This is a video that I took, or I'm sorry, that Mrs. Yarnell took in December of the commissary when we toured your camp. Let's watch this. So as we see that video, when it starts, we're looking at the corner of the Twins 2 and Twins 1 cabins, correct?
Correct.
And we come up that stairs, that's the exterior staircase leading into the housing part of the commissary, correct?
Correct.
And this is one of the two rooms, correct?
Correct.
Then if we look at Exhibit 30, this is also already admitted. This is the second room in the commissary, correct?
Yes.
So we know that the commissary had two large rooms that were on the second floor, correct?
Yes.
And the people that were in those rooms survived, true?
Yes, they did.
So all the girls from Twins 1, 2, and Bubble Inn, had they been told to run up that stairs, they could have gone into those two rooms and sheltered out the storm, correct?
Not at that time with the water running around them.
At any point in time before it got too deep,
Yes.
all the way up until 3:15 when you were going back down to Bug House, they could have made it, right?
Until 3:15.
Yeah.
Yes, I believe so.
I want you to watch me do this. Okay, I'm going to count off 20 steps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. That's how long it would have taken to walk at a slow pace from Twins 2 to the shelter of that staircase, right?
I believe so.
So at 3:15, if you had gotten on the loudspeaker, those girls would have made it and they would be alive today, right?
At 3:15,
Yes.
they would be, yes.
Apologize for not asking permission to go back.
It's all right.
Okay, so we need to think about where the water went. We know that no water got inside the second story from the flood. It did drip from the ceiling, but it didn't go up through the floor, correct?
I believe so, yes.
Now, if we look at plaintiff's exhibit 50, which is also already admitted into evidence, we can see that building. On the left is a picture of the commissary taken shortly after the flood. The stairs were still intact, correct?
I believe they had damage on them that was dangerous to walk on.
But they were still intact.
Yes,
And the building to the left was still erect, even though it had been badly destroyed, correct?
yes,
The picture on the right is one we took in December. That building was substantially remodeled and the stairs were replaced, correct?
it looks that way, yes.
Okay. So what happened from the perspective of the commissary and how the evidence field is affected is quite important, is it not, Mr. Eastland?
Yes, it is.
Okay. I'm going to show a video that will mark as plaintiff's exhibit 71.
72.
Sorry, 72. Yes, Your Honor. Is that right, Michael? We've got his 71, so I'm not sure. where-
71 is the photo at 3:26 a.m. from the commissary.
Yeah. Okay. 71's the same thing. We just stopped it. I showed the still version. So
Oh,
that's my
okay.
fault, not
That's all
yours. So it's in, I apologize for that. I do want to give a disclaimer to the court and everyone here. Some of this audio was played the first time we were here.
Oh, now you're gonna play it?
I need to play it, but I want everybody to be aware of it if anybody needs to step out.
Some people have chosen to do that. It's fine.
Sorry to be disruptive. I just don't want to.
I think that's fine.
So exhibit 71 is a video that has been provided to us that was taken from one of the Polish seasonal workers from that 3/26 timeframe. And we'll play it now. You understand, you can see up there in the top, there is a counselor on the porch or patio of Twins 2 yelling for help, right?
Yes.
Yelling for someone to come help. Now, let's go back and look at Mrs. Bennett's statement that we previously admitted into evidence. 72. This is for the record, exhibit 72. Ms. Bennett's the one who had left camp and come back that we talked about earlier. She says, we'll pick up where we left off. I changed and got in bed around 1:15 or so. As I was closing my eyes, I heard a very loud clap of thunder. At that point, some of the girls woke up and Macy and I tried to calm them and get them back to go back to sleep. Sometime later, I woke up and heard voices outside and I got up and looked out the window and could see girls running toward rec hall. Macy and I were confused. About this time, the two counselors from Twins 2 came and told us that we were going to be evacuated and to stay put because someone was coming for us. Macy and I told the girls to stay put and we went on the porch to look and see what was happening. The water was rising faster than anything I have ever witnessed. At this time, the water was over the first step of our porch and quickly rising. I realized the water was rushing towards us and it was very loud. You with me so far?
Yes.
Okay. And what she says next, I believe, is what we just saw in that photo or something close to it. We went back in the cabin. We tried to reassure the girls and calm them down. I believe at this time, everyone was awake. The water started coming in the door, so I grabbed my flashlight. I turned the cabin lights on and I went outside with my light. Macy stayed in the cabin with the girls and I was out on the porch with the twins two counselors. I was flashing SOS with my flashlight and we were yelling for help. Do you remember hearing them yell?
I do remember as I approached their cabin.
Okay. She says, I looked up and Edward Eastland was walking towards us. The water was to his knees or a little higher. Do you remember that?
Yeah, I do.
Is this around 3:26,
Yeah,
3:30?
it felt like it was right around when that video was taken.
Okay. At this point, I had lost all track of time. Edward walked up the steps and we asked him what to do. And he said the water was too high and fast for us to leave and we should wait it out. He said it would start going down. Is that what happened?
I believe I said that, yes.
So you told him to stay.
There's no other choice to get them out at that point.
They were trapped. Right?
Yes.
Let's take a step back and look at what's happened at Cozy Cabin at the same time. We'll come back to this in a moment. Cozy Cabin, Exhibit 73. This is a photograph taken, video, at Cozy Cabin at approximately, we have a time? We have one in just a moment. So I'm going to play this video for you. This is Exhibit 73. Go ahead. You ever seen that video before?
I believe so, yes.
We'd offer Exhibit 73, Your Honor.
Any objections?
No objection.
P 73 is admitted.
Next, we'll show Exhibit 74. It's another perspective of inside Cozy Cabin. This one has a timestamp of 3:44 a.m. This is a photo. Have you ever seen this before?
Yes, I have.
We'd offer Exhibit 74.
Any
Objection.
objections?
No objection.
P 74 is admitted.
Also around the same time is another photo. Exhibit 75. The inside, this is the inside of Cozy Cabin at 3:46 a.m. So from 3:26 to 3:46, that's what happened inside Cozy Cabin, correct?
Yes.
That was taken by one of the big three or more, correct?
Yes, I
So
believe
the-
so.
So they're inside the cabin and they still haven't been told to evacuate by you or anyone else, correct?
No, I don't believe so.
No, they had not been told.
No.
They had cameras, correct?
Yes.
They had phones, correct?
Yes.
You could have talked to them or called them, correct?
I didn't have my phone with me when I was in Twins.
Anyone could have called.
And anyone, yes.
No one
I
did.
don't know I don't know how the service was or if the Wi-Fi was on. But yes,
The power was still on at 3:46.
yes,
So the loudspeaker was still working.
I assume so, yes.
Can we admit that?
No.
We'd like to admit 75, Your Honor.
Any
No
objection? P 75 is admitted.
Thank you. At 3:53, we'll look at plaintiff's exhibit 76. This is a photograph taken from the perspective of Cozy Cabin of the rec hall. Do you see now on this photograph that the water is halfway up the doors to the rec hall?
Yes.
We'd offer 76, Your Honor. 3:53.
No objection.
P 76 is admitted.
So, Mr. Eastland, ultimately, the rec hall flooded so high that it went to the bottom of the second story patio inside, correct? From landing.
It went almost to the top of the front door frame.
Yeah, you had over 100 girls in there and the water came almost all the way to their feet, correct?
Yes.
You didn't know how high that water was gonna go,
Absolutely not.
and you didn't know whether that balcony could hold all that many girls.
I never, that, the, um, to hold that many girls, I believe I've heard they were all on one side of the balcony.
But you've never done a practice run of putting the whole camp or half the flats or however many were up there on that balcony, had you?
I don't believe all those girls have been up there before, no.
Nobody had ever tried that before, right?
I don't believe so, no.
Okay. So then we go back to Exhibit 77, which is a video of around 350 from the perspective of the commissary. This is also another difficult video. There's no audio if anybody wants to close your eyes. There is audio.
I'm sorry, what was the exhibit number?
It is 77.
7, thank you.
By now, the floodwaters had overtaken the twins' cabins, correct?
Yes,
The power's out.
yes. That was my spotlight.
We'd offer that, I'm sorry. I'm
Any
losing track.
objection, P 77? P 77 is admitted.
Thank you, Your Honor. Let's go back to 72. We're almost done. So Ms. Bennett talks about what happens next. I turned to go back in the cabin to tell Macy, and the door would not open. The water was so strong it had pinned the door closed. Edward also tried to open it and he could not. At this time, we were having a hard time holding our footing and we needed to take shelter in Twins 2. We yelled and the girls in Twins 2 were able to get their door open, and Edward, myself, Libby, and Alyssa, the Twins 2 counselors, went in Twins 2. Is that what happened?
Sorry, let me read it. What door is, I don't remember a door not being able to be open.
Well, let's try it differently. At some point, you, Libby, Alyssa, and Ella Bennett were all in the Twins 2 cabin. Is that right?
Yes, I believe so.
And Macy, the other counselor, was left by herself in Twins 1.
She was in Twins 1, I remember that.
All by herself.
Yes, she was.
Your dad was at Bubble.
He was at Bubble Inn. That was the last time I saw him.
Mr. Junkie was at Wiggle Inn.
Yes,
So you're there by yourself with how many children between those two cabins?
I believe it was between the two twins cabins, I think it was 23.
The girls got up on their top bunks until they were pressed up against the ceiling, correct?
I was no longer in the cabin by the time it got up to the ceiling.
Okay. While you were in the cabin, you were trying to figure out how to get into the air conditioning vent, correct?
It was I don't know what you call it. It was just a vent. There's no air conditioning in the cabin, but it was a vent on the ceiling.
Okay. And listen, I'm sorry we have to go through this. I know it's tough for you too. We need to figure out what happened.
I know.
So at some point, you're in Twins 2 and you're bracing yourself in the doorway, correct?
Yes,
And then you got swept away, right?
Macy yelled that there were girls coming out the door. And I went to the Twins 2 door and there were girls coming out of the front door, and I grabbed two girls and there was a third one that I didn't grab. And I held on to those girls, holding onto the door frame while there was another girl in Twins One who jumped on my back. I don't know who it was, but they put their arms around my neck before we got washed out. And the water came up over my head very quickly.
And then what happened?
And then it was just on this, I'm assuming I was on the soccer field in the water, just churning, just grabbing for tree branches. The trees that were along the flats. I don't remember how long it took me to get to the tree where all the other girls were found, but I remember a lot of them told me I was the last one that they saw in there, but I was one of the first ones out of the cabin. I was just grabbing at tree branches. I didn't think any girls were with me, but some of the counselors said there was at least one camper with me when they saw me. That part of the whole night has been a big blur for me.
Mr. Eastland, I'm going to ask you a difficult question. I want you to just take a breath. I'm going to do the same. What happened to Seal?
I don't know.
And I'm asking you this because we're trying to find her. And we need to know where the evidence is. Was she one of the girls that was with you when you were swept out?
I don't know. I know she wasn't she didn't come from Twins One, but I don't know if she was on my back. I don't know who was on my back.
Was she one of the girls that made it to the tree with you?
I don't remember her being there. It was.
I'm going to ask it differently. Do you recall seeing her at all and what she was wearing?
No, I don't.
Thank you. Sorry we had to do that. Okay, so after you get swept out, according to Mrs. Bennett, she says after that, me, Libby, and Alyssa realized that if we stayed in the cabin, we would drown. The water continued to rise and got above the top of the door. We started putting the girls out the window, and this time I was swept out of the window. I grabbed the roof and tried to hold on. Blakely McCrory was holding on to the roof next to me. She slipped and I grabbed her. Just gonna move forward a little bit. She says, I finally surfaced and kept trying to grab trees as I was swept along the river. I finally grabbed a tree and held on. I heard voices and recognized Edward's voice. I heard him say he could not hold on anymore and he was begging God to stop the water. Is that true? You remember that?
This is when we were in the tree already.
Yes, sir.
I don't remember saying that, but it seems likely.
She said, I told him we had to hold on for his wife and boys. I could also hear the other girls in the tree. Do you remember her telling you that?
No, I don't.
This young lady says we started playing the name game so we could figure out who all was with us. I was able to determine that Edward Eastland, Libby, from Twins 2, Macy Urban, Millie Mitchell, Mary Margot Mundy, Lucy Claire Fitzgerald, Liza Bissell, and several girls from Twins 2 were all in the tree with me. I started singing Firm Foundation to try and calm everyone down. How many lives did that counselor save? Ella Bennett.
How many lives did she save?
Yeah.
I don't know exactly.
A lot.
Yes.
Truth is that the girls that were saved that night Most of them were saved by themselves and by counselors. True.
Yes.
Young 17, 18-year-old, 19-year-old girls who made their own decisions to ignore your safety plan and flee on their own free will. True?
Of the girls and twins and
Yeah.
of the girls and twins and what was the Nut Hut and Chatterbox? They had very heroic counselors. Yes.
Yeah. Untrained in evacuation, they made their own decisions. And a lot of people survived because of those decisions, right?
They did save a lot of girls. Yes.
And the truth is, you guys stayed in that tree until 6:30 in the morning when your brother came to help you get out.
It was dawn whenever that time was. I didn't check the time.
That was the first time you heard from your brother Richard,
Yes.
correct?
Yes, it was.
Now, that morning, are you aware that the Polish workers called 911?
I did find that out later. Yes.
I'll offer exhibit 78, which is a recording of a 911 call at 4:08 a.m.
Any objections?
408.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
P 78 is admitted.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Friday, July 4th, 2025, 4:09 and 12 seconds.
Cook County Sheriff's Office.
Hi, I'm calling for Camp Mystic. We are Polish staff from Hunt, from volunteer at Camp Mystic in Hunt. We have almost water in our house. What we
Okay.
should do?
Ma'am, what is your address?
The wall of the Camp Mystic Hunt, Highway 39. I don't know 39. I don't know the exact address.
You don't know the exact address to your house?
Yeah, because we are working at the camp. Ale na górę musicie wejść, na jeszcze wyżej dach.
Ma'am, I'm trying to find you. I need a better address. Are you able to give me any
Okay,
numbers at
okay.
all?
Highway 39. You know this highway 39? I will tell you. Just give me a second, okay? 26089. Highway 39. Head to
2689?
Highway 339.
Okay, are you able to get any higher? I need you to get to higher ground, ma'am.
Okay, but we are wondering because the
Ma'am, I need you to get to higher ground.
Okay, of course. We are going to the roof.
Are you able to get to the roof at all?
Yeah, but I'm afraid because the wall of the building next to us is destroyed.
Okay. Okay, what is your name?
Katarzyna Kruk. I'm from Poland.
And I need a good phone number in case I need to reach you.
Okay. Mr. Eastland, that call came in at 4:08 from one of the Polish seasonal workers in the commissary. You're aware of that?
Yes.
So one of the things we hear the dispatch operators say when they explain what's happening is to go to higher ground. Can you get to higher ground? Can you get on the roof, right?
Yeah.
You guys never provided those workers with any training about what to do in a flood, correct?
I believe they get a staff handbook that might have something, but I'm not positive. They don't go through the counselor training like the counselors.
So just like everybody else there, they were left to fend for themselves.
I wouldn't put it that way, no.
Well, who was there to help them?
Would I wouldn't put it the way that you had it. Sorry.
Let's try it a different way. I've scoured the records, and I will represent to you that no one from Camp Mystic called 911 during any of the period from 1:14 to 4:15 a.m. on July 4th. Do you know that?
I didn't know that.
The only 2 calls or 3 calls that came from Camp Mystic during that time period were from some girls on Senior Hill that had a phone they weren't supposed to have, and from these seasonal workers. Did you know that?
I had heard about both of those phone calls, yes.
So during the entirety of this flood, no one associated with Camp Mystic or named Eastland took any steps to call authorities or any of the resources that may have been available to try and help. Not from 1:14, not until after 4:30 a.m. on July 4th, correct?
I don't believe so, no.
So we're almost done. I'm going to ask you a few questions about some photographs. Be mindful of the court's time. When we look at this timeline that we've had going, we're now at 4:09. Would you agree with me that by 4:09, you had had a historic flash flood?
Yes,
So at 1:14, when it was predicted that there would be a flood in a window between 1:14 and 4:15 a.m., that warning was precisely true, was it not?
I'm sorry, can you repeat the question?
Sure. When the code red alert came and the National Weather Service alerts came at 1:14, and it said there will be a flash flood warning in effect from 1:14 to 4:15 a.m. 3 hours and 1 minute. A flash flood occurred during that precise window of time, did it not?
It was still flooding well after 4:15.
So it happened during that window and beyond it.
Yes,
And that flooding started as early as 1:45 when you left your home and saw the land bridge was underwater. Correct?
yes, correct.
Okay. So the idea that Camp Mystic, you and your other directors received no warning of the potential for a flood, that is a false statement, is it not? You were warned.
I don't believe I said that we didn't get any warning.
So it would be a false statement to say you weren't warned.
I got the flash flood warning, yes.
The only warning you didn't get was one that specifically said, Edward Eastland, evacuate people right this second, right?
I didn't get that, no.
Okay. But you got days of watches and warnings prior to, correct?
I got that flash flood warning at 1:14.
And if at any time before, let's say 3 a.m. on July 4th, you or anyone associated with your camp had gone on to the loudspeaker system and warned Seal and the other children to evacuate to a higher ground, and they all gone to the rec hall, they'd all still be here today, true?
Yes, in hindsight, a lot of things would be true, yes.
None more true than that. Correct?
Correct. That's,
Now, we also know that when Mr. Watts says you don't ever put kids in a car or people in a car during a flood, we know that happened too to the girls that your dad was dealing with, correct?
I believe they were all in his car, yes.
That he tried to drive through during a high water event.
The water came up to the road we were on, yes.
And everyone that got in that car, including your father, died.
I believe so, yes, everybody.
So when we have someone associated with you say in court that the worst decision you could make in a flood is to put people in a car and try to go through high water, That in fact is a true statement, is it not?
I guess it's very circumstantial.
It proved
If-
true here
if
on
you-
July 4th.
Yes, that did. Yes.
That was a decision that your dad made.
We were both using our vehicles that night until we
Only-
couldn't.
The only person that had an evacuation plan in his head was your father, and his choice was to put children in a car, and all of them died. True?
Can you break that down? I'm sorry.
The only person who had any evacuation plan at your camp was your dad. It was in his head. And as part of that, he put children in a car, tried to drive through high water, and every one of them died.
I wouldn't say that he was the only person. I know that every one of them died.
Now, let's wrap up and look at a few photographs real quick. Your Honor. Exhibit 50 is already admitted into evidence. We're going to go through very quickly some photos. We already showed you on the left in this photograph is the commissary right after the flood. On the right is the commissary in December. And as we established, the stairs are rebuilt and that kitchen area has been completely remodeled, correct? Or has been torn down and left open, correct?
It still looks like it does on the right today.
Thank you. Next. This was the guard shack prior to the flood.
Yeah,
Next.
yes, sir.
Next is the guard shack on the left, right after the flood. It was completely destroyed, correct?
Yes,
And on the right is the slab that remains, correct?
correct.
Now, in fairness, some of this work was done by volunteers immediately after the flood, correct?
Yes,
Some of this work that we'll show has been done at you or your brother's direction as you try to rebuild parts of the camp, correct?
which work?
Well,
I don't,
let's go through it. I was just trying to tell you that both happened.
Are these all one exhibit? And if
Exhibit.
so, what number?
Exhibit 50, yes, Your
It's
Honor.
all the photographs.
Yes, Your Honor, and they're already in evidence. On the left side here is Rec Hall, right after the flood. On the right side is Rec Hall after it's been cleaned of debris and watermarks, correct?
yes,
For the next. This is a photograph too from the office after the flood, correct?
yes, it is.
Now let's look at the office as it exists the last time I was there when I took these photographs in December. That office has been completely remodeled, correct?
Yes, a volunteer group put new drywall and paint on there.
And completely ran new communication systems.
Yes,
All watermarks and damage and infrastructure that was existing after the flood has been repaired, correct?
I believe so, yes.
And you say volunteers did it. Let me ask you, was any volunteer that worked at Camp Mystic after July 11th given a copy of Mr. Ferguson's evidence preservation letter?
I don't know.
Who would know?
I don't know.
Well, they sure should have been, right?
If, no, I don't know.
Okay, let's look at the next one. This is inside of Twins 1 or 2 cabin right after the flood. Those are watermarks, correct?
Yes,
Okay. It's important that we leave those watermarks where they were, correct?
correct,
So we know exactly what happened and when at Twins, correct?
correct.
This is the house we call Pop In, correct?
Correct.
Now, this will be exhibit 80.
80.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
88, I'm sorry, Judge. 88, sorry. So when we were at the last hearing, I raised the issue of whether this house had been remodeled, and I thought somebody was living there. But part of the discussion from Mr. Watts was that no I believe no repair work had been done after the flood. So we're just gonna start fresh on that because maybe we were all a little confused. This is a photograph after the flood of Pop In. And if you look closely on the side, it's on the left part of the screen. Pop In, that runs down to Bubblegum Creek, correct?
Yes, correct.
Okay, and if we zoom in, you can see here. Get a little tighter, Mike. You can see that debris and watermarks go all the way to the top of those windows, correct?
Yes, it looks that
Okay.
way.
Now we took a photograph of Pop In December and another in March, and you can see that after the flood, that siding was removed, correct?
Can you go back to the other picture? I'm sorry, I didn't see the difference.
That picture after the flood has siding. Let's look at the one that we took before the hearing.
Oh, yes.
The siding's been removed, correct?
Yes, it looks
And
like that, yes.
as have all evidence of watermarks, correct?
Yes, correct.
So whether it was just an accidental misstatement or intentional, the idea that we weren't telling the truth, that this building had been fundamentally altered after the flood, was incorrect, because this building has been fundamentally altered after the flood, correct?
I'm just learning that now, yes.
Okay. Let's look at exhibit 36.
You want to admit 88?
Yes, Your Honor, thank you for making me do my
objection?
job.
P88 is admitted.
Thank you, Your Honor. I have a little hard time keeping track. This is a photograph in exhibit 36 that's already been admitted. And as you see, that's outside the main office and cozy cabin, correct?
Yes, correct.
And that's a man with a miter saw, correct?
It looks like he's carrying a piece of wood.
I'll
Yes.
represent to you that I took that photograph in December of 2025. Volunteers weren't still out there. That was y'all's doing, correct?
No, it was not. Is that a plumber?
You tell me. It's a worker, correct?
I don't recognize that
Maybe-
person.
Maybe we can do it a different way. In December, after the first lawsuits were filed and long after you got that preservation letter, there was material work being done at the office and at Cozy Cabin, correct?
I don't know the order and how things were done.
Okay. You don't deny it.
I think that's wrong, but I could be wrong.
Well, let's look at exhibit 21, which is the land bridge. I took that picture, I believe, December 18th or 17th of this year. The land bridge took damage on during the flood, correct?
Yes, it did.
And as we showed, there's multiple culverts coming from different bodies of water during that flood, correct?
Yes, correct.
And the flow of that water and what it did or didn't do to the evidence field might matter to us in our investigation. You understand that?
Yes.
And y'all, despite getting a preservation letter and despite there being lawsuits on file, went and redid the side of the land bridge, correct?
Yes.
So the point is, material alterations of the evidence field have been going on since the time of the flood and all the way through the end of 2025, correct?
All the way through the end of 2025?
Yes.
I don't know. I guess so, yes.
Let me ask you a couple more questions and we'll wrap up right on time. As an executive director and owner of Camp Mystic, do you believe that the children that were campers at Camp Mystic on July 3rd and July 4th were under your oversight?
I wouldn't call myself an executive director, but yes.
In your capacity, whatever it was as a camp director, were all of those children under your oversight?
Yes, they were.
As we look back onto what happened to the girls at Senior Hill, do you believe you acted reasonably in failing to communicate with them about what was happening from 1:14 on until 5, 6 o'clock on July 4th?
Do I believe that I acted reasonably?
Yes.
I believe we did act reasonably, yes.
Do you believe what you did was reasonable?
Yes.
Do you believe you neglected them?
No.
Do you believe you left them to fend for themselves?
No.
Then who was there to take care of them?
They're counselors.
What about the counselors? Did you neglect them?
No.
Who was there to take care of them?
They were all together up there
By themselves,
on a very high piece of ground. Yes.
that flooded.
That it flooded the lowest cabins. Yes.
And what about the flats? You and your father, Mr. Junkie, were there for over 200 girls, correct?
I believe there were over 200. Yes.
Given the circumstances that we know now happened, was 3 people enough to protect and take care of all of those girls in the events that were happening?
Now that we know what happened, there's a lot of answers like that. Yes.
So the answer is no. You did not have it adequately staffed for what happened.
We could not foresee what had just happened to us.
Did you have it adequately staffed?
I believe we did. Yes.
Were the 3 of you able to timely evacuate all of these children?
Not with this level of flood.
So
No.
the answer is no, it was not adequately staffed for the circumstances that presented themselves.
Okay. If you want to put it that way.
Okay, I'm right.
I'm sorry.
Okay, I'm right.
Yes.
I think this will be my last question. If you had a written evacuation plan that every counselor, camper, and staff member was trained on, and if that evacuation plan identified a safe muster site to go to when an evacuation order was given, would 27 children have died?
I don't know, but everything in hindsight now is, of course, we wish everything was different.
You wish you had had an evacuation plan?
We had that plan and we were implementing that plan.
You wish you had a written evacuation plan that everyone was trained in?
I wish we had never had camp that summer. So
But you wish to reopen it here in 6 weeks.
we want to open the campus that's on the other side. That's not this camp.
Have you filed your written evacuation plan with the state yet, Mr.
Yes, we have
When?
in March
It was not filed on March 31st. It was not.
or whenever Richard did it. I'm sorry.
When did you do it?
No, I don't know the exact date.
Is the evacuation plan you filed with the state the same one that you claimed your dad had in his head on?
No, it's not.
It's fundamentally different.
I don't, it's different. Yes.
I mean, I want you to finish.
I
If
think
you've got one question or something.
No, Your Honor, we're done.
Okay,
We'll pass the witness.
all right. Mr. Eastland, you can go back down to the seat you were sitting at before. And we are done for the evidence today. We will start tomorrow at 9. Any housekeeping before I let everyone? Okay. Do you have some?
So should we take the next half day and then they'll pick up, or are they going to rebut? How did you want to organize it?
We should ask that question. Do you want to cross-examine or are you going to wait until your time?
Well, that's my decision.
I should ask you that but since they're on the defense, I guess they could choose to put them on their case, Chief. How would you-
Maybe.
how would you
Sometimes I
like
say
us
yes
to-
to that, and sometimes I say no, because it's confusing.
What would you like us?
I would like you to move like a normal proceeding, and you ask the questions you want to ask of Mr. Edward Eastland while he's on the stand still.
We can work according to the
Okay.
court's preference. So in the version where we have a day and a half, that won't stop for us at noon. It'll just basically even out who.
Oh,
uses their
no,
time.
I do it by time.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
And do you have
You've used 4 hours and 56 minutes.
out of how many?
Well, I like to say we get 5.5, but we lost a lot of time this morning. So
Okay.
normal day for me is 5.5 hours.
Okay.
So 5.5 times 3 divided by 2, whatever that is. I'm not
Okay.
great at math. It's
Okay.
7.5,
Perfect.
7 3/4, something like that.
Okay.
We're gonna stay late and work on all of this right now, so hopefully we'll be smooth and starting right at 9 tomorrow.
Okay.
Thank you, Jeff.
All right. We're off the record and everyone can leave. And I'm actually gonna ask everyone to leave so that we can work.
Thank you for being so patient.